Now that our favorite English teacher and gym teacher are getting married, we're all wondering how much are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce worth?
Taylor Swift's engaged. I'm so excited. We're all so excited. But I want to see the prenup.
Now that they're officially engaged, as we patiently await the big day, let's break down their empire as America's royal couple.
That shit is ironclad. You know it is. You know T-Pain's also in there, like making sure there's no
According to Forbes, Taylor Swift's net worth clocks in at approximately $1.6 billion.
disparagement. Oh, I want to see that prenup. I want to see the prenup of a woman who is worth so much more.
While Travis Kelce is estimated to be worth about $70 million
than her already rich husband. Release the tapes.
putting the couple's combined total near $1.67 billion.
Taylor Swift worth about $1.6 billion. Travis Kelce only worth $90 million, so he's a pauper.
Taylor Swift's wealth stems from her record-breaking Eras tour, bringing in $2 billion gross, a massive music catalog she owns outright.
What these prenuptial agreements going to do is it's going to specify what belongs to who, and it's going to help avoid a messy divorce.
And a real estate portfolio valued in the hundreds of millions.
Taylor's got her touring revenue and her brand deals. Travis got his NFL contracts and endorsements.
Kelce's finances are bolstered by his NFL career, of course, lucrative $100 million 3-year podcast deal.
For celebrities, the NIL, name, image, and likeness, that's very important. So the prenup's going to specify
Endorsements, we've seen him act now, and high-end real estate like his Kansas City man.
like you can't start like exploiting Taylor Swift's name, image, and likeness as a side hustle.
Now, one legal expert notes, given their vastly different fortunes, a prenup is vital.
Right.
That makes sense.
And final thing is confidentiality agreements. Non-disclosure agreements are very important in these type of A-lists.
For her to protect her assets. One question still remains, will the couple get a prenup?
Celebrity. Taylor's brand is about being a pop star. Travis Kelce, they don't want to have a marriage again that's getting
Or will love take center stage?
into trouble, and all of a sudden Travis Kelce starts saying things about Taylor Swift's bathroom habits.
When Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce announced their engagement on August 26th, the internet exploded with celebration, memes, and endless speculation about the fairy tale wedding to come. But what fans might not realize is that behind the romance, the heartfelt Instagram caption, and the picture-perfect proposal lies a billion-dollar secret that could change everything. With Swift's empire worth over $1 billion and Kelce's fortune climbing past $70 million, this isn't just a love story, it's a high-stakes power move. And according to legal experts, the couple may have already signed a prenuptial agreement that doesn't just safeguard their money, but also hides shocking clauses about privacy, reputation, and even their future careers. The question is, what's really inside this contract that nobody is supposed to see? The announcement itself felt like something out of a romantic movie. On August 26th, Taylor Swift shocked the world when she revealed that Travis Kelce had popped the question. She didn't just post a ring photo or a vague caption, she shared a series of intimate pictures that captured the exact moment, paired with a playful line that instantly went viral. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married. It was witty, it was unexpected, and it showed the quirky chemistry between the pop superstar and the NFL champion. But while the internet swooned over the images and fans flooded social media with congratulatory messages, the real story lurked in the background. Together, Swift and Kelce now sit on a staggering combined net worth of nearly $1.7 billion, a financial empire built not only on sold-out tours and Super Bowl rings, but also on endorsements, business ventures, and streaming deals worth hundreds of millions. This isn't just an engagement, it's the merging of two massive brands into one global superpower couple. And with so much wealth on the line, it immediately raised the question, how much of this fairy tale is about love, and how much of it is about protecting what they've built? While fans were busy replaying the proposal photos, legal experts pointed out something far less romantic. The business side of the engagement may have been settled long before Travis Kelce ever got down on one knee. According to top family lawyers, a prenup of this scale isn't something you draft overnight. These contracts can take months of negotiation, with entire legal teams poring over every clause to make sure billions of dollars in assets are protected. Attorney Jacqueline Newman even suggested that the deal was likely finalized before the proposal itself, making the romantic moment more of a closing ceremony than a starting point. Think about that for a second. The flowers, the photos, the Instagram caption may have captured the world's attention, but the real commitment might have been sealed weeks earlier in a law office. For Taylor, who has spent her entire career carefully controlling her narrative, that kind of preparation makes sense. By securing the financial and legal framework first, she ensures that no matter what happens in the relationship, her empire remains untouchable. And for Kelce, stepping into a relationship with one of the wealthiest and most scrutinized entertainers on the planet, agreeing to those terms might have been the price of admission. It raises an intriguing question. Was this engagement a spontaneous act of love, or was it a carefully choreographed move where romance came second to strategy? If the financial side of the prenup was expected, the privacy clauses hidden inside may be the most shocking part. According to family law experts, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's agreement likely goes far beyond dollars and cents. It may actually control the way their story can be told if the relationship ever falls apart. Attorney Monica Mazet explained that with two global celebrities, privacy is the ultimate currency. A clause could prohibit either of them from making negative social media posts, giving explosive interviews, or publishing tell-all books that would drag the other through the mud. In other words, this prenup could silence the kind of public breakups that dominate tabloids and fuel late-night talk shows. Even more surprising, experts suggest that if things ever did go south, the case could be handled by a private judge, shutting out the public eye completely and preventing every messy detail from hitting the headlines. For Swift, who has famously turned heartbreak into record-breaking albums, this raises fascinating questions. Would a prenup actually limit her to write music inspired by a potential split? Could she be bound by contract to keep her art and her personal life separate? For Kelce, who thrives in the media spotlight, it could mean losing the ability to control his own story if the relationship collapsed. These possibilities suggest that the prenup isn't just about dividing money. It's about controlling the narrative, shaping what the world gets to see, and ensuring their billion-dollar brands don't get tarnished in the process. But if that's the case, what does it say about the balance of power between them? When you break down the numbers, the scale of what's at stake becomes crystal clear. Taylor Swift's empire is unlike anything the music industry has ever seen. After crossing the billion-dollar mark in October 2023, she pushed her net worth to roughly $1.4 billion thanks to the record-shattering Eras Tour, which brought in more than $2 billion in ticket sales alone. Add to that her shrewd decision to re-record her old albums, which not only boosted her catalog, but also wrestled control of her music back from the hands of executives who once owned her masters. Swift doesn't just earn money, she creates financial fortresses around her art. On the other side, Travis Kelce may not be in billionaire territory, but his fortune is nothing to scoff at. Valued at around $70 million, he's earned over $111 million on the football field, but it's his off-field ventures that truly set him apart. From lucrative endorsements to the $100 million deal for his New Heights podcast with his brother Jason, Kelce has proven he's more than just an athlete. He's a media personality and brand in his own right. Together, their wealth forms a financial juggernaut. But here's the twist. In a prenup negotiation, these numbers don't always feel equal. Swift's billion-dollar standing puts her in an entirely different league, which means the agreement almost certainly favors her protection. For Kelce, that could mean agreeing to terms that prioritize safeguarding Taylor's empire over his own assets. It's the kind of imbalance that sparks speculation. How much compromise did Kelce have to make to step into her world? And does the prenup reveal more about who really holds the power in this relationship? Most people think of a prenup as a document that only divides up what already exists. But for a couple like Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the real game changer is in how it may protect future earnings. Wealth advisor Cassandra Rupp explained that modern prenups often go beyond existing fortunes, covering royalties, endorsements, media rights, and intellectual property that haven't even been created yet. For Taylor, that could mean future albums, songs that haven't been written, or even tour concepts that are still ideas in her head, protected before they ever see the light of day. For Kelce, it could mean lucrative broadcasting deals after his NFL career, podcast expansions, and endorsement contracts tied to his rising profile. By putting these protections in place, the couple ensures there's no messy battle later over who owns what or who deserves a cut of future projects. What's even more interesting is that some prenups reportedly include clauses related to philanthropic commitments, which would make sense for Swift, who has long tied her public image to charity and activism. If her future charitable contributions are spelled out in the agreement, it could prevent disputes and protect her reputation as a figure of generosity. But here's where things get even more complicated. What if the prenup also includes rules about creative control? Could it dictate whether Taylor's music inspired by their marriage is solely hers, or could there be financial stakes attached to songs linked to Kelce? Could Kelce's growing media empire be partially shielded from Swift's influence? These what-ifs spark the most speculation, because they suggest this prenup may not just be about dividing money, it might shape the very direction of their careers. And if that's the case, what happens when love collides with ambition? If the numbers tied to their existing wealth sound massive, the figures being floated around for their actual wedding are on a completely different level. Branding expert Eric Schiffer suggested that if Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce chose to turn their wedding into a public spectacle, the streaming rights alone could rake in more than $110 million. To put that into perspective, that kind of payday would dwarf what Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries made from their heavily publicized wedding package. Imagine the bidding war. Streaming giants lining up with blank checks, networks scrambling to secure the rights, and advertisers willing to pay record-breaking rates just to attach their names to what could easily become one of the most watched events in modern pop culture. On paper, it sounds like a license to print money. But here's the twist. Schiffer also pointed out that both Swift and Kelce may reject that easy payday because of something even more valuable: their reputations. For Swift, who has fought for years to maintain control of her image, selling access to such an intimate day could feel like sacrificing authenticity for profit. For Kelce, who has built a brand as a grounded, charismatic sports figure, turning their marriage into a commercial event could backfire with fans who admire his down-to-earth charm. This is where the prenup speculation grows even juicier. Could there already be clauses that restrict how the wedding can be monetized? If so, that means the couple has agreed that protecting their personal brand is worth more than any check a streaming company could cut. And yet, the thought lingers. If the wedding is truly kept private, fans and the media alike will be left hungry for every scrap of information, which only adds more mystery and more power to this high-profile union. With so much money, reputation, and influence wrapped up in this relationship, fans can't stop speculating about what else might be hidden in the prenup. And this is where the whispers get especially wild. Some rumors suggest the agreement could include lifestyle clauses, the kind that dictate everything from how much time the couple spends together to what behaviors could trigger financial penalties. These so-called infidelity clauses are often written into celebrity prenups with steep consequences if one partner strays. For a couple as high-profile as Swift and Kelce, even the suggestion of cheating could explode into a full-blown media circus, which makes a contractual safeguard seem not only likely, but almost inevitable. Other fans wonder if the prenup could extend into the territory of image rights, controlling how their likenesses are used in media projects, or even preventing one from cashing in on the other's name if things go south. For Swift, who has always turned personal experiences into creative fuel, some speculate there might even be restrictions on how much of their private life she can weave into her music. That idea alone has sparked heated debates among fans, who see Taylor's storytelling as her most authentic trait. Could a prenup really dictate the limits of her art? On Kelce's side, with his booming media presence through the New Heights podcast and countless endorsements, there's speculation that Taylor's team might have sought to insulate her brand from his business risks, ensuring her image isn't tied to anything that could turn controversial in the sports or entertainment world. None of these clauses have been confirmed, but the fact that they're being discussed at all shows just how invested the public is in not just their love story, but the contract holding it together. And with so many possibilities, the lingering question becomes, are we watching a romance for the ages or the most carefully managed partnership in celebrity history? At first glance, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's engagement looks like the perfect fairy tale, the world's biggest pop star finding love with one of football's most celebrated players. But behind the Instagram captions, the dazzling ring, and the carefully staged proposal, there may be an entire legal framework quietly shaping their future. From billion-dollar empires and private judges to rumored lifestyle clauses and restrictions on creative expression, this prenup could be as influential as any song Taylor writes or any touchdown Travis scores. It's a reminder that in the world of celebrity power couples, love and legacy are always intertwined, and the stakes go far beyond romance. For Swift, it's about guarding the empire she spent decades building. For Kelce, it's about securing his place in a world far bigger than the NFL. And for fans, it leaves one haunting question hanging in the air. When vows are exchanged and promises are made, will this marriage be remembered as a love story or as the most strategic contract in pop culture history?